Hi everyone, my name is Nawal and I'm going to be hosting a penny for your thoughts for the Professional Network. So you both are obviously known as the co-founders of Pen, but how did you guys meet?
Lamide slid into my DMs.
Oh, that's actually true. Yeah.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking for where to stay in Dubai.
You were moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I must have watched a YouTube video or something. And I asked you for where to stay. And then you said some stuff that wasn't helpful. And then, And then when I got here, I just carried on with life. And she was like, please let's meet up. Please let's meet up. I was like, okay, fine. Since you kind of helped me, not really. And yeah.
This literally defines our relationship.
But this is the true story though, isn't it?
No, it's not.
What's the true story?
Yeah, I sent you some. Yeah, I told you where I live, which was a furnished place, and you wanted an unfurnished place.
Okay.
Right?
Maybe.
And then when she came, she wanted to hang out. She's lying. But
should we get the DMs?
Get it out. But that's how we met. And eventually how it led to Pen was, I think Lamide was saying we should go hang out with some other professional women. Where'd you go to network? And I was telling her, honestly, I can't find any groups that doesn't cater for a specific type of people, whether it's moms or people from a specific country or entrepreneurs specifically, or that caters only to women. So then we were like, oh, okay. And I kept telling you, let's do a fan meetup. Do you remember?
Yeah, that was, So I was asking you that, and then you were like, oh, like there's not really. And I was like, Dubai though, how can there not be a community for young professional women? And then I think I was saying as well, because I just moved, I was getting a lot of people like individually being like, oh, would love to meet. And I was like, I can't meet with so many individual people. And you were saying, oh, I have the same issue. Yeah. Why don't we just do a whole meetup? And then it just started from there.
Snowballed.
Oh, wow. And did you know that you would be good business partners right away?
No. I feel like it only even really clicked like much later into the business that we literally have two distinct qualities and like styles. Yeah.
I think even what was it last month that we were reading this book, The E-Myth, and we both of us immediately clicked that we have very different business personalities.
Yeah.
And it now made a lot of sense. And it was never like a intentional choice that we wanted to become business partners, because we started this without thinking it will be a long-term business, and then it kind of snowballed and we kind of like slid into our own roles, and now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
But I would say though, I think there are certain people that I know that I definitely couldn't do business with them. Yeah. So even if they came up with an idea, I would immediately reject, but I didn't know how we would get along.
Yeah.
What qualities would that be?
What's your pet peeve in a business partner?
What I would say is who I wouldn't choose is someone who doesn't have a track record of doing stuff for themselves, because then how would I know that you're going to be able to perform for, the business? So I think because of what you had already done, I'm like, okay, I know she's hardworking. So that's a quality that I admire. And I think that you're a straight talker and so am I. So if someone was like too soft, I don't think I could work with them, because I can be very honest and things just come out of my mouth sometimes. So yeah, if you were too soft, then it's a definite no for me. Yeah.
And I think even for me, it really solidified. You know when it solidified for me? When you actually resign from your job.
Oh, is it?
Because a lot of times people complain about not liking what they do and thinking I'm meant to do a lot more and I have all these plans, but they never actually leave. So for me, the day you put pen to paper that you're leaving, I was like, okay, she's one of the keepers.
That was like almost committed. 6 months into it.
Okay.
Plus.
Ooh, interesting. And what would you say has been your favorite or funniest moment together?
I have a favorite. It's not really funny, but definitely favorite.
What?
For me, it was the day after we did the first event, the networking brunch.
Okay.
And I remember after people started to kind of like slowly trickle out. And then I came to you and we didn't say anything.
Oh, the day of, not the day after. Okay.
The day of. And when we hugged and we didn't say anything, and I think that was
we hugged.
Moment. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad she doesn't remember our favorite moment, but I think that was the moment we realized we did something much bigger than we had intended to do.
Oh, is that a real story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's nice. I don't know.
A funny one.
I think I don't know, funny. Usually when we have like 2 meetings a week, like pen meetings, and the first 30 minutes has nothing to do with anything, and it's just the most random stuff ever, and it's always a good time. So I think that's actually what I enjoy.
I remember that when I hopped on the meeting with you guys, I came in and you were already talking about so many different things. Like, this has been happening. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. All
right, and now kind of flipping it, what would you say are your pet peeves about each other?
Where's my booklet?
How long do you have?
Okay, my pet peeve is I wish you were more toxically productive. I wish you were like part of toxic productivity gang. So yeah, like you like taking holidays, and I'm like, no.
I had to beg Lamide to take some time off for Christmas.
And she doesn't even celebrate Christmas, and I do.
I was like, please, we need to celebrate Christmas. I finally got a week off.
Yeah. She wanted 2. I was like, no.
I did want 2.
A week max. Yeah.
Okay. Well, mine is... Are you ready for this?
Oh.
Lamide is all about toxic hustle culture, but she cannot be on time for the life of herself. Whether it's a call, whether it's a meeting, whether it's today's recording, she can never be on time.
That is part of my culture.
Don't bring in culture into this. This is a you problem.
Is it though?
Anyway, we accept you the way you are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's right. Yeah. And I really do try my best, to get places on time.
Do you believe in not necessarily hustle culture, but working until you've given everything you can for the day? Because I can already guess you don't.
Ooh, yeah, I do. I feel like because I know the potential that Dubai has, and because I know the potential that Penn has, I don't want us to miss the boat. I don't want anyone to come up behind us and pass us. So I want us to work to make sure that it works. So yeah. I think there's a time and place for it. I think there's a time and place to relax, and I think there's a time and a place to like put your foot on the pedal. And I feel like that's that time.
What about you, Sheen?
I agree. I mean, yes, it's true. I do fight for holiday, but I agree. I think that's one thing we've been trying really hard to do this year, especially since we went full-time on Penn, is to put our all behind it, because we've realized that we have something great, but as you said, anytime anyone else could swoop in and take it off. So that's why I believe that you need to put your all in, and that's the one way I approach everything anyway. Until you feel comfortable, there's no need to like relax. So we don't even celebrate when things go that well for us, I think, because we're so focused on a goal. Until we reach there, there's no reason for celebration.
We did celebrate on our 1-year anniversary, because we had like, that was the first time where we were like, oh my god,
yeah, after a whole year.
yeah. And yeah, rightly so. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, a lot of Penn's followers are obviously either in Dubai or thinking about moving to Dubai. So if Dubai were a person, how would you describe their personality?
Ooh, if Dubai were a person. You go first.
Question. I think if Dubai was a person...
I was going to say something that's... She'd have fillers.
What?
She'd have fillers in her bum and her lips. If Dubai was a person.
And beignets. Okay, let's not be rude.
Okay.
I think if Dubai was a person, definitely somebody who loves to have fun, but works really hard to make the money, to enjoy life as well, and maybe definitely with some fillers in.
Yeah. I feel like if Dubai was a person, she'd wake up early, maybe like 8, work till like 6, 7, and then spend the night like partying. I feel like Dubai is a very much work hard, play hard type of city. So I feel like that person would definitely have to embody that.
I love that you decided that it's a she, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she'd be a she. I think she'd look like, she'd be like a medium tone. So she wouldn't be white or black. She'd be like medium toned. And yeah, that's what I'm envisioning.
with a expensive
I
handbag.
feel like she could.
Oh
also
yeah, with
be,
the Hermes bag.
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
too. She might be really misunderstood as well, because everyone would think, oh, she's all about
Superficial.
money. Exactly.
Right.
But then she also has culture and a deep story, but people don't really pay attention to that. They just see her as the go, go, go girl buying all these expensive things.
And you know what? She'd have all the fillers and the Botox and stuff, but deep down, she'd be a good person. But people would only talk about the fillers and the Botox. And they won't take the time to get to know her because of what they've heard about her, but they haven't experienced her.
Oh, wow. I like how we made a whole story for.
Yeah.
She's just missing a name now.
Penny.
Oh, she's called Penny.
No?
Like Pen.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And now, what would you say is the biggest misconception about Dubai?
I think the biggest misconception about Dubai is that it is really hard to make good quality friends. And I think people tend to think that a lot of people here are superficial. Yes, it is a transient city, so people are in and out, and people care a lot about maybe like materialistic things here rather than deep relationship. And I don't think the shows help when you watch things like Dubai Bling or Love is Blind Habibi. It really highlights all of these things that people are very competitive and catty, but I don't think it's that way. Again, just like everything else in Dubai, you can find what you're looking for, whether it is a very deep group of friends or people who you just want to have fun with for a short period of time. And I know one question a lot of people have in their mind when they're thinking about moving to a new place is, how easy would it be for me to make friends? And honestly, Dubai is probably one of the easiest cities to make friends, just because of how transient the city is and how everyone here is on their own and therefore trying to make friends. What do you think?
I would say, based on my own experiences, I would say that it isn't, that people think that it's stricter than it is and that it isn't as open as it is. So I can't tell you the amount of time someone asks me, are there churches in Dubai? Are you allowed to be a Christian in Dubai? And I'm like, of course, there are churches in Dubai. Why would I be here? There's mosque in Dubai. There's all the other temples, all sorts of stuff. So I feel like there's that. And I think also, especially as someone who comes from the UK, in the UK, it's very... So in the news, quite often, there is someone who goes to Dubai, does something that they shouldn't be doing, and then gets into trouble. And then so people think that because of that, the perception of Dubai is like, oh my God, you can't do anything, and you can't dress like this, and you can't do that. And really and truly, it's usually just the one or two people who don't abide by the laws of the country that they're in, and then obviously they take it back, the media blows it all up, and then I had the Independent messaging me yesterday saying, oh, can you talk about what it's really like in Dubai? I'm like, I live normally here as I would live in the UK. But obviously if you're used to living in an unruly place where you can do whatever you want, you can't just uproot that and take it to a whole new continent, a whole new culture, and expect it to be the same. But that doesn't mean that it's super strict and you can't do anything. So I'd say that's a big misconception.
That's cool. One that I did not really expect, that only recently I thought of, is I think one of my friends moved, she's thinking about moving from the UK, and she's still working online with her office there. And every time she says, oh, I'm working, they would not believe her, because they think that Dubai is all about going out and partying and beaches. So they almost don't take work in Dubai seriously. Some people, they think it's just a place to go on vacation and just party. But when in reality, it's one of the biggest business hubs where a lot of entrepreneurs come, professionals. There are so many cool professional things that you can do, but apparently it's not something that people believe.
Yeah. I think people there's still that perception that it's just this tourist destination. You just come for a good time and then go home. But life here when you're actually living here is very different.
Yeah.
And then the last one in the Dubai section, what's the most outrageous thing you've seen someone buy in Dubai?
I'm trying to think. My immediate response is going to be what I already said before about that stupid drink that was £80 and it had gold dust in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
and then
I don't
they've
know.
got so many versions of that. The gold steak, gold cakes, gold cupcakes, and they pay thousands.
Yeah. I feel like those things are so ridiculous because it's literally... It will be a normal steak and then another steak with speckled gold dust, and they will charge 3 times the price. And then I've bought it before just because I'm like, oh, just want to see
you
it. I feel like,
did. You've been influenced.
I was influenced. This was like, to be fair, this was in my first couple of months of movies. I wanted to see, you know, what the hype was about. It was a drink, literally £80 for like a bowl with speckled gold dust. But they gave it a fancy name, so I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what it was. Yeah.
For me, it's a bit more extreme than this.
Ooh.
I had a friend whose boyfriend bought her a Barbie doll pink Rolls Royce for her birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. And that was delivered at the birthday party. He wasn't even in the country.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
Do you know what I'll say, actually? My answer to this is not, I wouldn't call it ridiculous because I think it's a culture thing. But when I watch the people and they have like lions and tigers in their background, in their gardens, in the backyard, I'm like, what?
It's crazy.
That's scary to me. Imagine you wake up, you look out your bedroom window, and then there's just a tiger in your garden.
On the 25th of January 2025, we are going to be having our first event of the year, Empower and Excel.
we're super excited. We have a great lineup of speakers, and it will be our first mini summit. So join us. It will be at the Radisson Red in Silicon Oasis. Get your tickets ASAP.